Welcome to Beerfield, where y'all should know by now the technology isn't always right as soon as we start something. I am your host at Beerfield Hopp with 2Ps, back after a little hiatus this week. Sorry about that. Schedules are finicky things amongst this group, so, sometimes
real life is hard.
Yeah, sometimes it's any weird combination of us. Dan is at his anniversary weekend, so I am joined this morning by Ryan Miner, as we continue to keep you guessing at what combination of us you're going to get. It's our Week 3 NFL Fantasy Football question and answer session, as well as latest in outs, and probably a little bit of us trying to set our lineups as we go through it, at least me, as I know that probably like a lot of you, I got a lot of questionable players that are true game time decisions right now. Like,
yes. And I am also setting my lineups as you speak.
Yeah, as I speak. Awesome. All right, well, let's get through some of the latest. Let me get YouTube pulled up here on the other side. That way, if we do get any shenanigans, can pick that up. Josh Jacobs is going to be active for Week 3 against the Titans. He was ill, held out of practice throughout the week, did travel separately from the team, but did travel to Tennessee, worked on the field, deemed ready to play. So Josh Jacobs is going to go. Kenyon Drake is inactive Week 3 against the Patriots. J.K. Dobbins coming back, so J.K. Dobbins should be the lead back for the Ravens. We'll see how that plays out necessarily. I'm sure you guys talked about that on Wednesday.
Maybe. Oh, yeah. I think he's going to get full workload, though. That's just on my thought. Like, I don't think they're going to ease him in. I think they're going to fully unleash him. Why would you hold him out these last 2 weeks?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, from limping around to this, I'd hope they use him back in a little bit. They're a by-committee team anyway, but Kenyon Drake being inactive certainly does make it seem like they're just going to go for it.
Yeah, it's full-blown. Let's go J.K. Dobbins.
Jameis Winston active against the Panthers. Not much of a question there. He's still got those 4 fractures in his back, but played last week. Alvin Kamara active against the Panthers after missing Week 2, so he'll make his return this week. Zach Wilson inactive, no surprise there. No surprises for the Jets as inactives roll in. Hunter Renfrow not going to play for the Patriots. He's concussed, so probably more to Devontae Adams in that regard. I wouldn't read too much into that. It's still going to be Adams and Waller, but maybe a little bit more so with Renfrow inactive. Maybe a little bit more active in the passing game backs. Let's see. Nothing surprising for the Panthers. Jakobi Meyers. This is a big one that got me. Jakobi Meyers is not going to play this week due to a knee injury. So.
Yeah, that wouldn't hit me too, because I was thinking, oh crap, now who do I get? It was like, do I go Nelson Aguilar? And I started looking more at the games, and the one I actually went after was KJ Osborne on one of my waiver wires.
There are. With that. Yeah, and I've shied away from Osborne just because, as much as we expected the Vikings to open up the passing attack, there hasn't been a lot of target volume going Osborne's way, and all the Thielens came late in the game last week. So, where I've been leaning with those Jakobi Meyers replacements, because, I picked him up to be a start with some of these bigger names questionable and not playing. So Nelson Aguilar is the obvious one, as you kind of alluded to. He had a big game last week. He can move inside, outside, so I expect him to pick up a lot of those targets. But if he's not available or you're not comfortable with that, Richie James is out there on waiver wires. He's been leading the Giants in targets for, the last 2 weeks this season, basically, from their wide receiver perspective. And then Greg Dortch has been off to a hot start for Arizona. They've got a solid matchup this week, and he is out there on the waiver wire as well. So just a couple. If you need those late plug-ins, a couple guys that you can probably go out there and pick up that should be serviceable this week based on what I was looking at.
I like it.
Also, against the Rams, who have been a shit show for Dortch. Sorry, trying to get this link tweeted out. Or did you already do it?
I just did it.
Okay, cool.
That's what I was doing while you were talking.
Got it. All right.
I'm on top of that, Rose.
Nothing surprising for the Vikings or the Eagles. Kyle Phillips inactive for the Titans, so he'll miss the second straight week after a strong week 1. Taysom Hill inactive for the Saints. He hurt.
Yeah, that like fun just popped up like within the last half hour.
Yeah. Juwan Johnson going to be the primary tight end there. So,
And which is what he has been. Like that game that what Hill had was a big rushing game. That was more of the Kareem Hunt fill in
it's another
than
good
anything
note if you
else.
have Dalton Schultz, who plays on Monday night and is very, very questionable this week. So, if you can't get one of the Cowboys rookies, and Schultz is your starting tight end, you're going to need to try to find somebody on waivers. All right. Team out of nowhere, full PPR, Allen Robinson, Juju, or Traylon Burks?
I feel like going I feel like it's gonna be a Juju week because I like Dan and I were talking last week. Like I could see more of these up and down games being like going for him, and I think this is gonna be a Juju game.
Yeah, Allen Robinson had a bit of a backup week. They do have a good matchup against the Cardinals. With me missing Wednesday, I'm not quite as sharp as I should be. The Chiefs have the Colts, which should be I had to go find that one. Chiefs have the Colts. Very well could be a Juju game. A little bit tougher of a matchup, a little bit more spread out there in Kansas City. Traylon Burks, he's starting to work his way in, but I don't want to trust that. For me, it's between Allen Robinson and Juju. I'm probably leaning the Robinson side, just given the matchup, and if the Rams are on, I think the game script is going to lead to, could lead to more of a shootout in that one. We saw the Cardinals turn it on and come back late. I think that there could be a little bit more passing in that game. If the Colts offense lays a dud, Chiefs could end up in a very negative game script for pass catchers, especially if they do what they did last week.
Yeah, but that secondary for the Colts is looking so bad. I think it's just gonna try to go back and forth.
They are. It's a matter of the Colts being able to put the offense together well, and hopefully Pittman's back. But it's a matter of the Colts being able to put together enough of an offense to keep the Chiefs, having to push the pace and throw downfield.
Yeah, Pittman's back fully too, so he had a full practice Friday. He's active for today.
He's fully back. So, but yeah, I'm leaning Robinson personally. I know you're Juju. Go ahead and throw Dan on Juju, probably. Just guessing. Ronald Jones inactive for the Chiefs. Harrison Butker missing a second straight week, so get him out of your lineups if you had him in there still for some reason. Go grab another kicker.
Kickers matter.
J.K. Dobbins officially active, as we talked about, as is Michael Pittman. So Pittman making his return after a huge week 1 and then missing week 2 with the late injury. Gabe Davis is active again against the Dolphins. So plug him in with confidence. Good news that he's back because he's one of those guys that a lot of teams drafted as a starter. You too. Appreciate it. Have a good Sunday and good luck. Yeah, with Davis being back in there, I'm going full go with that one against the Dolphins. Look, it's going to be a tough defensive matchup for the Dolphins, but we know that the Bills will push that to Gabe Davis, and I would still rather him returning off a 1-week injury than a guy like Michael Gallup on Sunday who's returning off, or on Monday night who's returning off of a ACL tear.
Right, yeah. That's a hard. I want to see it first before I start playing them.
Yep, and I want to see how that works with Noah Brown too. So for me, I've got Gallup and Noah Brown both pulled out. Noah Brown beneficiary of Gallup being on the shelf. So, we want to see how that plays out a little bit with Gallup back healthy. So I would steer clear of both of those guys. Hayden Hurst is good to go. Justin Herbert, true game time decision.
That one makes me nervous. I've been on that. I've been talking about that one all morning long with a lot of people already.
They need, yeah.
It's more of a pain tolerance thing, is what they're saying it's going to be.
It is a pain tolerance thing. Personally, the long season, you're going to need Herbert to be competitive in that division. You don't want to risk, something potentially getting hurt worse. So I think you should sit this one out. I personally think that the medical staff pushing him to think long term. I think he should think long term and just go ahead and let this one be a Chase Daniel game. Keenan Allen's also truly questionable, if I remember correctly.
Right, and like now, like starting Mike Williams, I'm like, I don't think I'd start Mike Williams.
Yeah,
I
not
don't know
with
what I don't know what Chase Daniels is gonna do.
no. I mean, he's serviceable, but you don't know if it's going to be him, Palmer. We've seen a lot of times, where um, second string quarterbacks have better rapport with second string receivers, and good luck guessing who behind Mike
It,
Williams is going to be that guy. So
yeah, it could be a Jalen Guyton week for all we know.
right, so just probably
Proceed with caution.
proceed with caution. Exactly. Uh, Damian Pierce or J.K. Dobbins in half PPR. There's no PPR value to Damian Pierce.
Nah, I still go Dobbins. I really think they're gonna unleash him today. I think he's gonna have the full force of the backfield. That's gonna be all his. And a lot of it leaves with that Kenyon Drake being inactive right off the bat.
It does. I would also go. Sorry, I need
I
to
mean,
do this.
It is the Bears
I
run
can't
defense
read
they're going
that
up
far.
against.
Yeah, it is, but Kenyon Drake being inactive, I think you're right. It does mean they're going to try to unleash J.K. Dobbins, and there's way more upside there. It could be a breakout game for Damian Pierce, but in any form of PPR, I would go ahead and go with J.K. Dobbins in this one. I don't know. That is tough. I would probably go
Right.
J.K. Dobbins just because Kenyon Drake being inactive is a sign of investment in J.K. Dobbins' health. That is tough, though.
We got Lamar Jackson. You use that as an option. I mean, it's a double edged sword,
right.
because he could be taking the run from Dobbins, or Dobbins could be getting those goal line. Who knows how it's really going to play out?
And Roquan Smith is active for the Bears, so that's a little bit of a downgrade for Pierce versus if he had missed. So it's Dobbins. Play the upside there. Yeah. Sorry, I feel like a dweeb when I come into these, and I'm like, I don't remember the matchups because I missed a Wednesday, and I've looked at them all, because I've set my own lineups, but it's not as ingrained as it is when we discuss them all for 10 to 15 minutes a pop on a Wednesday.
Right.
Ravens have the Patriots. Yeah, it's a little bit tougher matchup there too. I'm still Dobbins though. I think
Honestly, the Patriots has a tough defense, so it's
tougher than the Bears.
Yeah, that's not really saying much.
Well, no, I didn't say it was a tough defense. I said it's a tougher matchup than Pierce's.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah,
I never said it was
that.
a tough matchup. I just said tougher than Pierce's.
We'll take it.
I gotta throw that. I'm blind too, which doesn't help with me trying to read these questions. Anyway,
and you have glasses on.
Yeah. Well,
I'm running on 4 hours of sleep.
I've got a 3 monitor setup, and so when I'm looking directly at the camera, I'm on the far right monitor. The YouTube questions are on the far left monitor, and I'm part blind in my left eye. Glasses don't really help that. 4-point pass TD, Wentz at morning game or Herbert. I do have Cooper Rush on Monday Night Football if Herbert is out. I'm playing against the best team in the league. Wentz has the Eagles. So, correct?
Yes.
Eagles have given up 30 plus the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, especially
both games
last
went
week
over 60. So, yeah, to Goff, I would go ahead and just roll with Wentz. I mean, there's no need to gamble with Herbert, and Cooper Rush is a fine floor play, but if you're playing the best team in the league, I think that you get safety and a bit of upside with Wentz the way that he's been playing and the way the Eagles' defense has been playing, which is not necessarily good. You on the same page with me there? Or?
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm on the same page. I was just trying to pull the NFL schedule up so that way I can follow along.
Oh, I have it. It's just buried. Half
My
PPR
froze.
Half PPR choose 2. James Robinson, Jeff Wilson, Allen Robinson, Hollywood Brown. Nathan Kim. What's up, Nathan?
Hollywood and what were the running backs?
James Robinson, Jeff Wilson, Allen Robinson, Marquise Brown. Let's choose 2.
I'd go Jeff Wilson and Marquise Brown.
I am on Marquise Brown. Again, I think they're gonna have to lean on him a bit. I like his upside a little bit more than Robinson's. We saw again Robinson have a bit of a bounce back, but it's still not Hollywood Brown upside. The other side of this, Jeff Wilson, James Robinson. James Robinson had a big game last week. I'm chasing those points. Probably even more so than I am with with Jeff Wilson in this one. I mean, we've seen Wilson snag touchdowns, whatever. We know that they'll rotate backs. Denver matchup, so it's not plus. They'll use
but there's no more what's his name?
There's no Trey Lance, there's no
Trey Lance. Yeah, there's no
but,
Trey Lance.
But they're still gonna run Debo 5 to 10 times. They'll still use him down by the goal line. It's exactly what they did last year. And with Jeff Wilson, I mean, you're basically the touchdown's going to make or break that because you're looking at 50 to 60 yards. You're not going to get a big game out of Jeff Wilson. So, I mean, it also kind of depends on what you need. If, look at your projections, just kind of see what's up there. If you just need floor and somebody to not dud you, I think Wilson's a fine play. There's absolutely a chance to fall in the end zone. Jags Chargers. Chargers going to be playing very, very shorthanded. James Robinson with a strong week last week. I think that there's a lot more pop to James Robinson's game than there is Jeff Wilson. I'm going James Robinson.
All right. A little different on that.
A little different on that. This is why it's good to have a third. A little different on that. I'm also trying to talk that into existence, though, because I'm starting James Robinson.
All right. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think over Jeff Wilson too. Actually,
I get it. I mean, he's performed more. I just see Jeff Wilson getting those carries.
Yeah, I
still see a 50-50 backfield with Jacksonville, and I can see it split into 60-40. And ETN eventually it's going to have to break out. It's going to have to happen, right?
ETN?
I'm not giving up. Yeah, I'm not giving up.
Necessarily. I mean, everybody's looking at ETN to be big in the receiving game, but what we've seen so far is that James Robinson is going to get a lot of the run, and the Chargers are shorthanded. Jacksonville's offense for the first 2 weeks, look, man, I'm not saying that they could be at least at worst neutral game script, but I'm saying at worst it could be neutral game script for them. Julio Jones, game time decision for week 3. We're getting back into other stuff here. We're getting into stuff. See if we got anything more for this morning. We do. Dawson Knox is active. I didn't even know he was hurt. So,
I mean, it's just funny. Like some of those questionable tags mean absolutely nothing.
They do.
And then it'll say he's active,
And then other of them are
what happened?
Like true. What's gonna happen?
Mm-hmm. Like true game time decisions.
Yeah, the Chargers playing 305 is a tough one. So Keenan Allen questionable there. Herbert questionable there. Make sure you have backup options for them. And looking at backup options, if you're in the late game, I guess it's worthwhile. Let's just talk through some of those while we're at it. Some people that might be out on the waiver wire. We mentioned Greg Dortch is probably out there. You're not really going to get any help from the Falcons or the Seahawks, I wouldn't imagine. Packers Bucks, that one's going to be tough.
I don't know. that one's a tough game to even bear with it because Packers have no one to play.
Yeah. They don't. So they say Dobbs is going to be more involved, but who knows?
So it's Dobbs and Randall Cobb.
Yeah.
As your wide receivers right now.
Yeah. You're not going to have a lot of waiver options from 49ers and Denver. And then you've got Richie James for the Giants. And, maybe if for some reason Noah Brown's still out there for Dallas, you can possibly grab that. But, yeah, it's going to be tough. So make sure that you have backups. If you're on the fence with any of those questionable guys in the late games, the Justin Herberts and Keenan Allens, and I think those are the only two that are really super questionable in the late games. Judy's playing. That's already been announced for Denver. We're pretty sure Gallup's going to go. So, if you've got Keenan Allen or Justin Herbert, just make sure that you have rotational options there. Same thing with Dalton Schultz on Monday night. Make sure you have another option. And with Dalton Schultz, maybe just go ahead and start that other option because you can't risk the 0. And with only one Monday night game, unless you directly have his backup, which still isn't a great thing because the Giants don't have a surefire tight end.
I was going to say, if you can find Daniel Bellinger out there for the Giants as your backup, but that's like a Hail Mary type of play right there.
And Jake Ferguson for Dallas and Hendershot may get a little bit of that too, though. So nothing too great there. See if there's anything else I can find, anything late breaking. Let me look at weather real quick, actually. Haven't done that yet.
The weather?
Yeah, weather reports. 17-mile-an-hour winds for... Nope, that was Browns-Pittsburgh. I don't care. That already happened. Dome, overcast, cloudy, dome. Nothing severe. Yeah, nothing that'll change the outcome of a game weather-wise. So yeah, everything's pretty nice.
Yeah, and they got a Baltimore Ravens got a video of J.K. Dobbins running on the field, so we're looking good there.
Oh, probably worth mentioning also that for Buffalo, even though it figures to be a tough matchup for Miami, they are beat up in the secondary. It was just announced that Micah Hyde's gonna miss the season. Jordan Poyer's not. Was it Poyer or Hyde they got?
Hyde. Poyer's playing. He was questionable, but he's playing. But yeah, Hyde was the one that got knocked out.
Is it? Because there's a tweet from Schefter an hour ago that said that their starting lineup right now looks to be Jaquan Johnson, DeMar Hamlin, Christian Binford, and Kaiir Elam.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Let me check the comments.
Oh yeah, Jordan Poyer is inactive.
Yep. There's no Poyer. Obviously, Dane Jackson not playing. So, yeah, really beat up secondary for Buffalo. So, you can go ahead and probably start your Dolphins receivers with confidence, and that's actually good for Gabe Davis if they have to go shootout mode and rely on their offense because, that excellent secondary for Buffalo is pretty banged up. So just something to keep in mind. Also, has Diggs had a rough go against Xavier Howard? It's all things I'm looking at for myself, by the way.
Man, we got a good question here. It says, what about Tanyan in Green Bay? Picked him up in the league thinking though he would play over Hawk. But now Hawk is playing. Would you still go Hawkinson or would you play Tanyan? Knowing that the Bucks have
I'd probably
a better
go
rush defense than they do a pass defense.
I'd probably go Hawk.
Go Hawk to be safe.
Yeah. Too many question marks around Green Bay. They're going to slow it down. I think that we know Detroit's offense can keep up, if not run ahead of Minnesota. I think Minnesota is going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun game. I'm looking forward to watching it here.
I'd still go Hawk. Give me a game with it projects for high scoring. One. Historically, Stephon Diggs against Miami.
I got to find a safety now. I don't have a safety because I had Poyer.
60 yards and a touchdown. Actually, shit. Good call. I forgot I'm in IDP leagues.
Right? So it's like we're helping we're helping everyone, but then we're helping ourselves because we're like, that happened.
This is how it always goes.
Right?
I will sit here half mornings and make my last decisions. Although, me swapping anybody out that... Okay, I don't have a man.
Like, I am screwed.
Yeah, I don't have him in. Oh, I'm good in that. We got him in the best ball league, which cares?
Best ball is best ball.
Not projected to do great this week. Let's see if I get any asking for a friend though while I'm at it.
At least it's not as bad as our one league we're in together where I didn't even break 50 points last week.
Corey Davis is active, so that's good. He was another one I was a little concerned about going into this week.
Yeah, I still start him as a wide receiver 3/flex. He's been getting double-digit points the last,
Yeah, he
hasn't scored anything less than 10.
He's in my flex. I got Keenan Allen in a wide receiver slot. If he can't go, I got Richie James on Monday night. I'm assuming Keenan Allen's going to play, though. Limited. So it's 50-50. He had in 2 limited practices and then sat out on Friday. I don't know how I feel about that.
All right, I'm gonna take this weird safety's name I never heard of because he was ranked higher than a lot of people already. That's what's so hard about IDP is trying to figure out who's who.
Who's who?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually YOLO starting Greg Dortch in a league. I have no Jacoby Myers, no Chris Godwin. My backups are Michael Gallup, who I just mentioned not trusting, Isaiah McKenzie, who's not been able to do a whole heck of a lot the first couple weeks, and Elijah Moore, who's also not been able to do a whole heck of a lot the first couple weeks. League also is weird in the way that it doesn't allow me to put players that are out on IR.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's no fun.
No, they got to be actually on IR for me to use IR in that league.
Here's a good one I got. Christian Kirk or Cortland Sutton.
Damn. Damn. Kirk's been so good the first couple weeks and targeted
Right?
so heavily.
Double digit.
Yeah, double digits. It's hard to sit Christian Kirk right now, I think. I couldn't do it. And Denver has San Francisco. Yeah.
San Francisco.
In struggling offense, I'd go with Kirk.
Good call.
Yeah, I figured out most of my stuff. Keenan Allen's the one guy I got to pay close attention to. Because I'm going to have to, if he's announced inactive for the late games, I'm going to have to break fast and get him out.
Right. Yeah, it's like with Justin Herbert, it's like, I already pulled him out of all my lineups and played the 1 o'clock players just to be on the safe side. That's all I had.
Yeah, and I don't want to pull Keenan Allen out right away because it's Richie James if I'm pulling him out. He's my insurance policy. So
right.
Which, whatever, it can do worse than that, but still not ideal. Less than ideal.
I don't know.
All right, we'll give it another 10 minutes here, see if anything else comes in, and then we can call it.
Yeah, the last few of the inactives. I get tired of these rosters too because I'm in some leagues that I go to do waiver pickups, and it's got to be approved by the commissioner before I can even
do a waiver pickup.
Yeah, it's like they have to approve it.
That's insane,
right? Instead of me just going in and getting it.
Yeah, that is insane.
So I'm like, oh,
maybe asked about trades or something.
I got a good trade. Want to hear one? Because with me, I was busy all week, so I wasn't really on sleeper as much as I wanted to be. And I have the offer of.
Ooh,
so I give up.
There's drama.
I give up Jalen Hurts.
Messaged. Go ahead.
So I give up Jalen Hurts. Is all I give up. I'm gonna get back Kirk Cousins, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Treylon Burks, and a 2023 third and a 2024 third. This isn't Dynasty.
One more time.
So Hurts
is
what they're getting.
Okay.
I'm giving, and in return, I'll get a 2023 and a 2024 third, Treylon Burks, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Kirk Cousins.
So, how close to competing are you competing right now? Or are you rebuilding?
Well, I'm competing. Like this team's 2-0.
I don't know. That's still one that I look at and I'm like, you're getting a lot more depth coming back your way for just Jalen Hurts.
Right. That's how I was kind of looking at it.
I feel like you have to take that because those 2/3 can be sweeteners for trades later down the line. You know.
Yeah, because my other quarterbacks are Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford, Dak Prescott, Geno Smith, Jacoby Brissett.
Got a little depth there. Yeah, I mean, you can mix and match that, and I'm going to keep winning. So, we got one from Sam. Pick 2 in PPR: James Robinson, Antonio Gibson, or James Conner.
Antonio Gibson.
Yeah.
Because James Conner just seems like too iffy for me.
Yeah, it's Gibson and Robinson for me. Connor, a little bit banged up, a little bit iffy. Even if he plays, may not see full workload. James Robinson, like we mentioned, coming off the big week. Jacksonville's got a Chargers team that's shorthanded on offense, which could end up in a positive game script for James Robinson. And for Antonio Gibson and the Commanders, he'll see receiving work, and much like the first two Philly games, I expect this one to be a little bit higher scoring. So I'd go Gibson and Robinson. I don't think that you're going to miss out too much by throwing Connor on your bench. I don't see him having a blow-up game.
Anything else coming in?
No. Here's what I'm looking at. I'm trying to figure out what's going on in this league. So, Joe Burrow for Michael Gallup trade started a problem.
Actually, I did that trade. I did accept it because I looked at my depth. I don't have much depth anywhere else because I was starting players like Isaiah McKenzie because I had to.
Huh.
So now I got to have more flexibility. Like you said, I'm going Traylon Burks this week. I think it's gonna be a good come out game for him.
Put this on. There's some drama over a Gallup for Burrow trade, and so this is actually a good conversation. Sorry not to cut off what you're talking about. I just didn't hear it again because I'm sidetracked and ADHD as hell. So,
you're good. I do the same thing.
Who controls vetoes? This comes up a lot, and I'm a firm believer that veto power lies in the hands of the commish. It doesn't lie in the hands of the league. It's on the commissioner to make the decision of, is it collusion or is it not collusion? We talked about this a lot. The league is not there to protect something that they feel might be lopsided or not equal in value or whatever the case may be. Rule changes should be put up for a vote by the league. And not decided by any one single entity. And there's some combination of those two things. I haven't read the whole deal that's got something stirred up in this league. So just putting it out there. Any point changes should occur in the offseason, not midseason. And should be voted on by the league, majority approval. Same thing with roster structure and slots and things like that. Any veto power rests in the hands solely of the commissioner, in my opinion. I don't think the league should be up to vote. Now, if the commissioner is unsure if something's collusion or not, wants to consult with some members of the league, don't see an issue with that. But ultimately, final say should be his. My opinion.
Agree on that.
Now, what were you talking about? I heard Traylon Burks in big game.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna start him because I think this week's gonna be his week. I don't know why. I just
think it's a breakout
gut
game.
Feeling. Yeah,
the Raiders. It very well could be. No Kyle Phillips.
The Raiders have no defense.
Yeah, no Kyle Phillips either. So, especially if Derrick Henry gets contained again.
Oh, and Robert Woods isn't really doing anything.
No, he's not. So I absolutely see that. Traylon Burks is always going to be a slow burn. So it's not a matter of if, the way I see it. It's a matter of when. And I mean, you can pinpoint this week. Next week, they've got Colts. And the week after that, they've got Washington. So, and there's definitely going to be opportunities over the next couple weeks for them for Traylon Burks specifically to find his legs and take off. And then they're on.
It's going to come. I have faith in him.
6. We got buys starting next week.
Do we really?
Yeah.
Already? Week 4?
Week 4.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah. Nope. Sorry, not till week 6. I lied. They shifted that. Buys run week 6 through 14. They put more bye
Oh, week
weeks
6.
in week 14. Let's go around.
Oh yeah, that one that like kills everyone because like
Yeah.
the Colts are on it, which everyone was all worried about.
Yeah.
Packers.
Yeah. Packers, Colts, Saints, Commanders, Falcons all bye week 14. Week 12 has nobody on bye though, which somehow makes no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense at all. That should be like the week instead of week 14.
Yeah. Right. Why
Shift them all down a
shift
week.
them all down a week? Why do you not have any buys in week 12? Anyway.
What is week? I'm not looking forward to this lineup. This lineup is so gross. It's embarrassing. It better lose. That's all I'm gonna say. If it wins, it's unacceptable. The desperation lineup. It's pretty bad when my best receiver on this team is DJ Shark, and he did nothing last week, and he still did better than everyone else did last week.
DJ Chuck literally did nothing last week.
Yeah, he got 0.0.
You get negative somewhere?
I don't think so. No, just 0. He was targeted 4 times and didn't come down with any of it. And the snap percentage has already gone down from 81% week 1 to 66 on week 2.
All right. One more check of news and we're going to call this damn thing.
Okay. Sounds good.
We can get beer and pizza ordered and settled in for the week. Or whatever
like
it is
plan.
that we're doing. All right. Nothing new on the news cycle. Thank you guys for the questions that asked them. We will be back with you on Thursday.
Yeah, I think it's Thursday.
Yeah, we'll be back with you on Thursday. Until then, good luck. Godspeed. Pay attention to Keenan Allen.
Have fun in week 3.
Or don't. Whatever.
Play DFS.